So introduce yourself.
I'm Adriel Mixon. I'm Darden's brother.
My name is Jennifer Berry. I'm 45 years old.
Hi, I'm Leona Jones, Miss Jones. I'm social studies teacher at Smithville High School.
Hi, I'm Miss Troutman.
Hi, I'm Lauren Berry. I'm 27 years old. I'm from South Texas, born and raised in Texas.
I'm Harley Berry, and I'm 8th grade, and I go to Emmanuel Lutheran School in Giddings, Texas. Yes, because they should get punished for what they did to the other person.
I do not agree with capital punishment at all.
Not really, no. Because, I don't know, some bullshit about the human life being, like, sacred and whatever.
Yes, I do. Because I believe that criminals need to be punished for the crimes that they committed, and I think it's suitable.
Overall, I don't. I think it kind of makes us a bit of a hypocrite if we're murdering people. I think our justice system should be more focused on rehabilitation and reducing recidivism and restorative justice.
Overall, yes, I do. If you're willing to take someone's life, well, you need to be willing to lose your own life, kind of thing. I don't have any respect for those types of people, so.
Like if they committed genocide or something, yeah, they can die.
They aren't aware of the consequences of their actions if they're severely mentally disabled, and if they're not, then they should just be taken care of.
No, because they're usually not all there sometimes, so they probably didn't know what they were doing if they just, were mad at them, so they did it.
Yes, it should apply. It's just like a spur of the moment. Kill somebody. Like Lenny in Mice and Men, he didn't mean to kill anyone.
Of course, I would say definitely not for mentally ill people. Obviously, if they're mentally ill, they weren't in their right mind, doesn't meet the criteria for premeditated murder, those kind of things. And so, no, I do not think that they should be put to death.
I think most mental illness people can tell the difference from good and evil and whatnot, but I can understand at the same time that maybe they were off their meds for a week or a couple days and something went wrong. I think it would have to depend on the situation, really.
How many U.S. states still allow the death penalty?
Somewhere between, 10 and 20.
Well, I would say at least half, 25 probably.
I think 23 states do.
I know Texas does. Not very many, but yeah, I know at least Texas does.
What if I told you that 30 out of the 50 states still utilize the death penalty?
Way higher than I thought it was.
13, 14, not very many.
30. 30's enough.
Oh, 30?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it would be lower.
Yeah, I
than
know.
that.
Do you think there should be a statute of limitations in regards to the death penalty?
There should be a statute of limitations for most crimes because, you're not going to punish someone when it happens, and it's not really going to be very effective.
Yes, I believe if you're convicted, I don't believe that we should house you and feed you and give you medical care in prison for 50 years before you have to get the death penalty. I think it's a waste of taxpayer dollars. I do believe that they should be given due time for appeals so that they have fair judgment and are not wrongfully accused.
I would say there should be no statute of limitations as regards to that. If a person is using his constitutional right to appeal the conviction, then he or she should have all means afforded to him to do that.
No, I think that's something that should be done in private.
It's their prison system, it's their laws, it's, their taxpayer dollars that are going towards killing that person. Why not?
Okay.
Be able to see that.
No. Why? Because there are people who would find joy in that, or there are little children that don't need to witness death yet.
I don't know about the public per se, but I think people involved in the case, maybe a minister, a priest, maybe the family of the crime was committed against, parts of the media I think should be allowed to go and witness it, but I don't think the general public, I don't think they should be allowed to.
Yes, because they're not going to get any better if they're dead.
Restorative justice, rehabilitation for people who have committed crimes. Life imprisonment they can make their time count even if they're in prison.
For someone who's committed a heinous crime, such as murdering mass people in Boston or the World Trade Center, I don't think that there would be a suitable alternative for them. So, no.
Yeah, obviously, I think there probably is. And I'm a big proponent, as I have been for many years, of restorative justice. And I think if we put somebody to death, that there's no chance for rehabilitation, there's no restoring of society, there's no restoration to the victims that were left. And so I feel like prison is a really good opportunity for, first of all, rehabilitation, second of all, for restoring social norms, this civility in our country, and they should be required to give it back to society rather than just locking them up somewhere. Well, the thing is, everybody's an individual, and it's really hard to, and I know we have to constitutionally and legally group everybody under a certain umbrella, but instances are not the same. This is where social justice comes in, the whole idea about every incident, every committing of a crime is in itself its own, there's a lot of circumstances that go with that, especially if they're young people. If they're, 17, 18, they still have their whole life ahead of them. Young people, I think, still have their prime candidate for restorative justice.
No, because there's a lot of crimes that are committed by criminals every day that end up in prison that are perfectly suitable for rehabilitation.
Yes. Because they are killing somebody's mental state. That's taking away their innocence. That's killing a part of them. So
My heart says yeah, but my brain says no.
Why?
I'm torn. Because those guys, right? I don't know, at the end of the day, they're people. Who are we to say whether they should die or not?
I think so. I think, honestly, because number one, you're ruining the future of our country by, doing these horrible acts to young folks or whoever that is. I think there's a fine line between that too, because you have wives saying that their husband raped them, but I think if a grown person rapes a child, I believe that is marking that child for the rest of their life.
I do think that if they're not given the death penalty, that they should be castrated.
To me, that falls under the guise of mental illness. And so, obviously, if that's the case, then I don't think they should be out in the society with people. But I feel like that they should be rehabilitated as well.
Yeah, if they want that. I mean, that's saving me and you and our country money, or our state money, so I think that's fine.
they don't get what they want. That should not be allowed.
If you're in prison for any particular reason, you lose your voice. You have no vote. You don't have a choice. I think it's the rest of society that gets to make that decision of what happens to you.
Oh, take the easy way out? No. No, especially if they really want the death penalty, because that relieves them of all their guilt, that relieves them of all their shame, and that, of course, doesn't benefit us.
What do you think of the argument, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth?
Hammurabi's Code. And even Hammurabi's Code was not fair.
Yeah, that's a whole argument right here. Is if you're willing to take a life, are you willing to lose your life? At the same time, you have someone killing their life to save our country, but then you have someone here that's going to kill somebody in our country. So why would we stand up for that? I mean, why wouldn't we fight against those people and try to save the people in our economy that are willing to thrive our economy instead of bringing it down?
Two wrongs don't make a right. Just because somebody wronged you doesn't mean you should wrong them back.
I think that should be allowed so they can feel the pain and mentally what happened.
I don't think it says a whole lot about our society if that's the attitude that we have. I feel like they should be held accountable once again, but I have a real hard time with that personally.
An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. I think that it just kind of turns everyone into just revenge seeking when you're just constantly trying to get revenge for whatever wrongdoing was happened to you, then you're not really moving on.
I think it came out of the Bible for a good reason.
I mean, you have to think, is this person going to contribute to our economy? Because it doesn't matter if it's race, religion. Person that is willing to add terror to your society should not be in this society.
Where we need to just be more simple to one another, yeah. And religion has nothing to do with it, if anything. How I feel about that. Humanity is just about being good people and, treat us like we want to be treated kind of thing.